Hello, and welcome to this segment of The Magnet Pull, where we dive into Miami-Dade's most innovative and exciting magnet programs that truly define why Miami-Dade County Public Schools is your best choice in education. I'm Dr. Felicia Joseph, District Director in the Office of Innovation and School Choice. And today, we're spotlighting a school that is rich in history, art, and excellence woven into its very foundation. The Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts is a fine arts magnet school serving grades 6 through 12, where students are immersed in a conservatory model that blends rigorous academics with deep artistic training in dance, theater, music, and visual arts. Joining me today is Dr. Carmen Jones-Carey, principal of Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts, to share how they nurture artistic talent, academic excellence, and culture that continues for generations. Welcome, Dr. Jones-Carey.
Why, thank you for that awesome introduction, Dr. Joseph.
Absolutely. It is my pleasure to have you here today. So let's get started with the legacy of Arthur and Polly Mays, because it's not just a school. It's actually a historic institution with a deep-rooted foundation in the community. Over a century later, it is still evolving into something greater and better each year. So can you tell us a little bit about your program and what you do for the students?
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, we are a 6 through 12 program, which I think gives us an edge. We get to have kids come in very, very young, nurture them throughout the years, and graduate them, taking them from potential to perfection, right? And I think that makes us unique being a 6 through 12. So Arthur and Polly Mays had a vision, and they had a vision to change lives, right? They saw a need and they filled it. And the same thing is happening now. This program was born because many of our students live at exit 1, which for many is on the other side of Earth, right? And so now we have this opportunity for students in the south end of the city to be able to take advantage of a full immersion performing arts, visual arts program. And so that vision of excellence, that vision of growth, that vision of education still lives on today at Arthur and Polly Mays.
That's wonderful. That rich history, I'm sure, definitely binds that culture of the school and the community. So Mays actually began as one of the first schools for Black children in the area, and as we said earlier, has continued to evolve. So tell us about what Mays looks like today and how students are growing artistically and academically from 6th grade through 12th grade, so over the course of all those years.
Well, the beauty of our program is that we are multicultural, right? When you walk into Mays, you have a beautiful snapshot of Miami-Dade County, right? So it has evolved in that sense. Students are able to be fully immersed in their craft and also immersed in academics, right? And so offering an 8-period day gives the opportunity for kids to not only go to their classes, but also experience magnets every single day, which is also unique, right? So the school is designed to educate and get our kids to the next level, and using this craft that they've been blessed with to catapult them to the next level. And being able to have a magnet class every single day is what separates us from a regular type of magnet program. The conservatory is immersive, and kids are able to learn everything from the technique to the history to the theory of what they're studying. So it's a complete immersion into the arts, integrated with academics. And our teachers use those skills in class as well. And that's really, man, when you see that, it's a beautiful thing where teachers are they have artists, they have musicians, they have dancers, they have fashion designers in class, and they find ways to use those skills to enhance their learning as well. So the kids can see the connections to the arts and the academics every single day.
That's wonderful. So it sounds like art is not just a class at Arthur and Polly Mays, but it's really the core of the experience there at the school. And I'm sure is a draw for those students that are so truly creative and talented. Tell us, because I do know that Mays happens to be an A school. Yes. So tell us how you balance creative rigor with academic excellence to make sure that you're meeting the needs of students in both of those spaces.
So one of the things that all of our students have to understand the minute they walk through the door is that they've got to get the job done in the classroom. And the teachers also take that very seriously, right? So we offer support systems, having the 8-period day. If a student is struggling, they can take a remedial class, they can take an enrichment class to help them in every single way that they possibly can. Academics comes first, right? No matter what career they are entering, they have to get the job done in the classroom first. So that is at the forefront of everything we do, right? Our mantra is to be EPIC, and EPIC stands for excellence, pride, innovation, and creativity. And notice that E is first, right? Excellence in the classroom is the very foundation of everything that we do. Cultivating school pride, being innovative, thinking outside the box, and at the forefront of that, at the end of all that, is that creative element. So it's all connected. And so every single student understands we must get the job done in the classroom first.
This truly paints a picture of what it is to be a student at Arthur and Polly Mays, and it's not just about a talent, but rather about developing that whole student, right? That responsibility part, that excellence, that pride part is so essential to the process at the school. But before they become students at Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory, they do have to audition. Yes. And that's a process that often sparks some curiosity from our families. Can you walk us through that process of what it may feel like to apply to your program and have to audition, and what programs have to be auditioned for?
Absolutely. So every single one of our 9 programs that we offer, they have to audition. Yes, 9 different programs. So on our website, when parents go onto our website, it outlines exactly what you have to do for each one. So every magnet is different, right? Okay. The visual arts are pretty much the same with the fashion design and the visual arts program, with coming in with a portfolio, for example. They have to have X number of examples of pieces of art. The I Write students have to come in with samples of their writing. The musicians have to come in and perform pieces. The theater kids have to come in and perform pieces. So every magnet is different. So I'd encourage everyone to visit our website. You click on the magnet strand, and it'll tell you exactly what they have to do to prepare.
Okay, so it sounds like you have quite a bit of talented students in your program. What would you say to the parents or to the families who may have a student who is interested but maybe not there yet? What advice would you have them for making themselves comfortable with this audition process and how they can best prepare?
The first step is believing you can. The beauty of having a middle school to high school experience is that they don't have to come in professionals. Potential to perfection. So if they come in with the right mindset and have the ability to at least show that they are willing to learn. I have seen some students that have gone through this program that came in, could not play a note, but they had the desire to learn. They listened to direction, they followed direction, they said and they showed that they're willing to put in the time and the effort to learn this craft. Those same students are performing now professionally. So step 1, have a desire. Step 2, come in with some type of at least come in with some knowledge base, right? Do the research first. They're welcome to come by and take a tour, to meet the kids, to meet the teachers, and ask those questions, right? And the teachers will tell them what they need and what they have to do. Musicians are a little bit different. They should have some level of knowledge, but they don't have to be an expert. Blow a note. Be able to, if you can blow a note, you can get into Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts, because we are going to cultivate that talent. We have the rare opportunity to start when they're very young. So by the time they're entering high school, you're going to see a very different musician than you did in 6th grade. Step 1 is have the heart to learn. Step 2 is understand what it needs to be to get there. Come in for a tour, see it for yourself, and go for it.
Awesome. Potential to perfection.
Yes.
What an inspiring and encouraging message. So it sounds like the audition is not so much about perfection, but more about the possibility that students and the potential that they have to be able to come through the program. Absolutely. So I would imagine that it's amazing to see their portfolios and the growth from 6th grade to 12th grade as they matriculate through the program.
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
It's our why.
Now, Arthur and Polly Mays, is a magnet school that is well reputable and was recently named as a school of distinction, which is a recognition that highlights both the artistic and the academic achievements of its students and, of course, the staff. So what do you feel that this recognition meant to the school and the community itself to be recognized on this national level?
I think it means everything. The community is very proud of this school. The school has gone through transition over the years. It started as an elementary middle, then it became a senior high school, then became a full middle school. But the alumni base is strong. They love this school. They love everything the school represents. So every accolade that this school receives is an accolade for the community. They walk proud by this school. They're proud of the fact that we've been recognized as a school of distinction, and we tell everybody. They're very proud of the fact that we are ranked in the top 100 schools in the state of Florida, not in Miami-Dade, in the entire state, number 68 to be exact. So that means a lot to this community that is often overlooked, right? There's magic happening on the corner of 216 and US 1, and I invite anyone to come over and take a look and experience what it means to be a Mighty Ram.
A Mighty Ram. How awesome is that? What do you think sets apart the students at Mays, not just as artists, but as young people ready for college and for leadership as they go into their future?
I think what really sets our kids apart is that being in such a small environment, I think that's a plus for us. They've gotten this one-to-one experience taught by passionate educators and by professionals in the arts. So that's another thing that makes us different. Our magnet teachers are not just teachers. They're professionals in their own rights. So they're not coming from this theoretical standpoint. Mm-hmm. They're very practical because they live it. So not only they teach it, they live it. So these kids are getting first-hand education from artists, right? And so they're leaving with an arsenal of knowledge that many people would not necessarily get, right? And also what I think makes our school very special is that one of our mantras is, in addition to be epic, hashtag be epic, is here is where you belong. And this is a school where kids are free to be who they are, right? You'll walk around this school and you'll see some of the most eccentric artists you've ever seen. And they're comfortable and they're happy and they're engaged and they're mixing with other magnets and they're a family. And I know that sounds cliche, but when you're in a school where you know every single kid, where they know that they can come to you, where they know that excellence is not just a word, it's an expectation. The teachers have that mindset. The administrators have that mindset. The parents have that expectation. And the kids leave out of there heads held high. I am a graduate of Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. And that's what makes them different.
How wonderful. And as district director, I've had the opportunity to walk through the halls of Arthur and Polly Mays, and I can say I might be dating myself just a little bit, but it does remind me of that show Fame.
Absolutely. Where
students walked around and adults in the building were able to call students by first name and have true relationships with those students. So I know that is a feeling that I get when I go there, so I can only imagine how wonderful that feels for students who are there as well. So tell us a little bit about the opportunity for students, this is probably a little known secret, to commingle across the magnet strands, because I know you do some creative scheduling, and tell us a little bit about that.
So that's another unique quality of Arthur and Polly Mays. So you may come there as an artist, let's say, but you love to play music. Well, you can do that too. We have the 8-period day, so it allows for flexibility for kids to say, okay, I'm an artist, but I'm really interested in fashion or music or whatever it is. We allow that. As a matter of fact, one of our kids that is at Berkeley right now, first year, full ride, was an art student, but she went to school on a music scholarship. So we actually encourage that. If they feel that they can do more than one, by all means do it.
That's wonderful. So students are not necessarily pigeonholed into one particular area, but able to develop that artistic talent throughout their years at Arthur and Polly Mays. Yes. So it's clear that excellence at Mays is about much more than the awards. It's about shaping character, building community, and empowering students to make their mark on the world. And I hear that you've done that so well. So there are plenty of times that students in high school are interested in accelerating their pace so that they're ready for college and career. What does Arthur and Polly Mays offer to those students who may be able to accelerate to be ready for their future just a little bit earlier?
Good question. So, let me tell you, we have so many great things here, but we are in a position where we actually bus our kids to dual enrollment, right? We offer advanced academics at school, of course, and we actually have a couple of courses at school that are dual enrollment, but we bus our kids to Miami-Dade Homestead campus. So we offer that opportunity for dual enrollments every Tuesday and Thursday. We also just recently partnered with Southdale Technical to offer certification courses in medical assistance, pharmacy technician, phlebotomy, I'm missing one, and HVAC coming soon. So we recognize that a lot of our kids express the desire to go into medicine. So I said, what am I going to do to address that? Give it to them. So now, not only can you pursue your art, you can also earn dual enrollment credits, and you can go get certified now in the medical field if you want to do that. So you get the best of both worlds.
Wow, how awesome is that? So you've got the talent, you've got the academics, you've got career readiness. It sounds like the students will be very well prepared if they're attending Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. So for our families listening and watching, this is a perfect time to explore Mays Conservatory of the Arts and learn how to apply. They can do so by visiting the school and requesting a tour, and or visiting the website as well, so that your child can be a part of this incredible legacy. We do have some key dates, maybe, Dr. Jones-Carey, that parents should be familiar and keep in mind. What key dates would you say they need to be reminded about?
The most important date right now is January 15th.
Okay.
January 15th, that is the deadline for magnet applications.
Okay. And what happens after that? Do they have to audition before that January 15th deadline, or what does that look like?
They'll apply for the program, and once they go in and apply, they'll pick a date for that audition. And then once that date is given, they show up and they get their audition.
That sounds wonderful. So at the end of our show, we always ask our guests the same question, because every program has that special spark that draws students and families in. And that question is, what is your magnet pull, and what makes your school the best choice for students and families in Miami-Dade County?
Our school is the best choice because Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts is where you belong, both theoretically and literally. It's a school where kids can come and be who they want to be. It's a school where kids can come and get immersed in their craft and leave that school experts in their field. Arthur and Polly Mays is where you are epic.
Well, that sounds wonderful. Definitely sounds like a place where I would love to be and where I would belong to. So thank you so much, Dr. Jones-Carey, for joining us today, and for the incredible work that you keep doing in the lives of our students, for their arts, for making things meaningful for students in Miami-Dade County. And a big thank you to our listeners and our viewers, as well as Miami Community News, for their partnership in bringing this story, as well as so many others, about our schools to the community through this platform. To our families listening, remember that the magnet application window is open through January 15th, and with one application, you can explore up to 5 programs, including the program at Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. To learn more, please visit us at miamimagnets.org. Families can also stay connected and never miss an opportunity by following us on social media at Miami Magnets, and get the latest updates on upcoming webinars, in-person workshops, and our Choice Expo, which is coming up on November 15th, Saturday at Miami-Dade College Kendall campus. That's it for this episode of Magnet Pull. Keep being drawn to what inspires you. Until next time, thank you.